Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide, KFMA.com on this beautiful Wednesday, April 23rd. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Valdez.
I'm Valdez.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show, getting everything organized for another great one on this hump day. Lots of different giveaways to give away for, like Pierce the Veil. Which did I give away my Pierce the Veil? Yes, I did yesterday.
You did.
Okay. Today, I'm doubling up opportunities for VIP tickets for Switchfoot because that show is tonight at the Piedmont County Fair. So we got that going on.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm stoked about that. The fair did me dirty, though, because I've been on this, like, stupid weight loss journey. Stupid.
Just be fat and happy. I keep telling you.
Nah, man. I'm trying to renegotiate a contract and stuff and try to get my sexy on. It's important, though, because, you know, appearance has a lot to do with your monetary value when it comes into corporate structure and stuff. Don't blame me for the rules of society.
And people right now listening are like, this is radio, though.
Yeah, I know.
But still.
You know, honestly, it's the way that your bosses perceive you. And radio is now a multimedia front if you do it right, you know. So you have to have the face and all that stuff, right? Like old school. I wish you could just be ugly and weird looking and be a good radio broadcaster. But those days have long passed, you know. So, I mean, if you're looking at different radio personalities that are like popular throughout the country and stuff, they're bangable. They're extremely bangable. I mean, it's hard to find an unbangable one unless they're a political, columnist or whatever, like an Alex Jones type, or the Rush Limbaugh's dead. But, you know, you can see the, like, if they're a political person, then they could be ugly. But if they're anything entertainment, then.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
Like Imus.
Well, he died too.
I know, but.
That was a long time ago. During his peak, Imus was very bangable. In fact, actually, that dude effed big time, you know. And
back in the 1950s.
yeah, he was around a long time ago, but that's why he was in the number one market. So during a time when most radio broadcasters were really ugly, the better looking ones got propelled right to the very top. And Imus, for all his, you know, lack of better words, talent, he was a good-looking man during his peak, and you put him right in the front. And then, of course, Howard Stern eventually, the uglier one, but with more talent, I was able to upseat him as the number one jock in New York, and you know, overcame. But it was obviously an uphill battle. You know, ugly people got to work harder in life. We know this. We talked about, you know, attractiveness or being unattractive as a disability. We've touched on this many different times, and you know, it's fine because it adds character, drive, things like that.
I had to fight hard to get to this level of mediocrity.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And at least when you're fighting hard to the level of mediocrity, it didn't involve cardio at all, you know, because here, actually, speaking of which, you know what today is, Valdez? It's your third favorite day of the month, National Cheesecake Day. It's actually Cherry Cheesecake Day. What's your favorite cheesecake?
Any. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, yeah.
You don't discriminate?
Nah.
All right, that's fair.
Cheesecake's like women for me. I'm like, eh.
All right.
Today specifically cherry?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why they separate it into different categories. I don't know if there's like a chocolate cheesecake day or OG Philadelphia cream cheese cheesesteak day. But yeah, the experts believe the Greeks have been eating cheesecake since 2000 BC. Right now, I know.
was once effing around and I made a dulce de leche cheesecake, never to be replicated. I could not.
How many times did you attempt to replicate it?
Like 3 times before I gave up, because the first time I was just like, whatever, and then it came out amazing.
Yes, the leche cheesecake, things of lore. Like, all right, I do want to play a game real quick for you guys, just between you two. Okay, closest without going over. See what I got in my hand?
Oh, the coveted double.
All right. Now this winner will receive this gift card for a delicious cheeseburger. Okay, with that said, speaking of cheesecake, what year do you believe the Cheesecake Factory was invented and debuted? Closest without going over. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Rico.
1995.
You say 1995.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, I feel he knows it.
No,
You're so confident. I'm like, damn it.
that's
He
part
was-
of the secret.
He was extremely confident.
Doesn't it say it on the sign?
I don't know.
I want to say
Remember the sign.
1953.
Okay, closest without going over. The answer is when the Cheesecake Factory became part of our social fabric, right? In society. 1972.
Oh, damn.
Bingo,
fatty.
bango, baby.
Hey.
That's right. How do you feel, Rico?
Horrible.
Yeah, you should.
Just as bad as I feel after I eat a cheesecake factory.
Yeah, 1995, no. Yeah, 1972 is when it started. Of course, it took a few years before it became inevitable and a national chain. And now a Cheesecake Factory is all over the place. And it's got, a page of menu for every year of its existence. So,
What?
yeah. I mean, have you seen the menu at
The
Cheesecake
Bible?
Factory? Yeah, absolutely. It's a manifesto of
Yeah.
sorts. So, so enjoy your National Cherry Cheesecake Day. And I don't know if Cheesecake Factories do anything about it. There's no tie in there, but just wanted to throw out those fun facts to start today. Let's start off with some winners as well. Again, tonight, Switchfoot, Pima County Fair. I got a pair of tickets. All right, we're back here live on the podcast broadcast. Good morning, everybody, and good hitting the bong there, Nessa. Now,
Priorities.
maybe let's see. I like how you got your jersey in the background there, Valdez. Go ahead and center up on the screen because I don't think Justice Spears is going to pop in. If he does, I would bust his balls anyways because I showcase this kid all the time. I'm like,
He's going to come in here like, oh, this is cute what you guys got going on. What is this?
Yeah, I know. Well, no.
You got a show?
No. Let me get to my point, right? So I showcase this kid all the time, Rico. I'm like, I hook him up. I'm like, hey, if you want something, I got you. You want a guest? I got you. Coach Tommy Lloyd came in, right? He ain't got me. I didn't even get to say hi to the man. I wanted to get a picture. Did you get a picture, Valdez? Besides, you got an autograph.
Nah, I got the autograph.
Okay, so Valdez gets an autograph, which is good for him, and I just wanted to get a picture with Tommy Lloyd, and and then I tried to get Valdez to like wrangle him up before he left, but he left too soon. But little did Valdez know, because he's
like what I
kind of making fun of me for doing that. I just wanted a second picture of Tommy Lloyd because I did get to hang out with Tommy Lloyd before. In his backyard. We played some cornhole. We drank some beers. We talked basketball. He thought my mind for the game was actually pretty good. He implemented it in this upcoming season, and I got a picture right here. So did you see the picture of me and Coach Tommy Lloyd?
Mm-mm.
Check it out right here. It's pretty nice. This was not too long ago, actually, which was pretty cool. When I was still.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
When was this?
This was it was before I started gaining some weight, but it was like
You look happy.
well, I was super happy to be hanging out in the backyard with Coach Tommy Lloyd.
It's
and
his backyard.
It is his backyard. He's
Wow,
a very
fancy.
nice backyard. And
It kind of looks like, how did you get in here?
yeah, but I mean, I do look pretty good in that picture. And this was again, like before I started gaining weight, and my ex was like, I gotta go for somebody skinnier, right? So this is skinny me, but
Damn.
Tommy and I, this is a little bit after he first came to town. And like I said, we played the cornhole. I beat him. But
Allegedly.
did a lot of shots, and he was cool. We rode down really well, and so.
He would have, if he would have known it was you in here, he would have said something. But
I know,
wow.
because for a second he's like, you're like my brother from another mother, man. You're like,
What do you have though? Because Violent J didn't even remember, and you talked to him for like 45 minutes straight.
yeah, there's a difference between Tommy Lloyd and Violent J.
yeah, just on the amount of alleged drug use. I mean, Violent J goes on the record saying he's doing drugs all the time. Tommy Lloyd, not so much, being a coach for a college program and stuff. So I'm assuming he doesn't do drugs, and we didn't do drugs together. We just drank, some American cocktails and, played sports and talked sports and really broke down.
He did ask what music we play, and I told him, and he's like, I'm going to have to listen. He's like, that sounds good. Because he's a Jelly Roll fan,
Well,
which
yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, he was also sitting next to the lead singer Midland, so it's all country all the way through. So Jelly Roll fan, meaning he might like country. But when we were hanging out in the backyard, as you saw in that picture, we were listening to a lot of gangster rap from the 90s. So, but he knows how to tap in, and he's a great recruiter too. So, but it's a good picture. So
Yeah.
you liked it? Now
I don't know why I don't have it framed in here, but
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. But all right, coming up a little bit, we're gonna continue playing games as Valdez and Rico have been going back and forth. But with games that you've already played and you kind of already mastered, so I thought I'd switch it up a little bit and play a game that you haven't played yet. It's somewhat relevant to current events because there's been a big drug bust at the border, and they continue to try to get creative with the drug bust. As far as what to smuggle the drugs into. And you were just reading a story about finding massive amounts of cocaine, or what were you guys talking about?
No, yeah, shoreline of Florida, where they dump a bunch of drugs in the ocean and then it
All the
drifts onto
time.
the beach. Yeah, people find it, and it's like, you hear about the ones with the good Samaritans. You never hear the stories about the ones that just take it.
Yeah,
of course.
Well, of
imagine
course.
a coked out dolphin.
Imagine.
I just assume they are always on coke.
Yeah, you can see that all the time. A fun fact about dolphin I just read that stuck with me is that they have like a wingman relationships that last years. So what two guy dolphins will be bros for years to help each other get laid until like way into adulthood until they settle down with their dolphin chick, right?
Because dolphins are the only other mammals that have intercourse for pleasure.
Oh yeah. And then of course the dark side of dolphins, which is a documentary you don't want to see, is that they are degenerate, drug users with pufferfish, gang rapers. They're very sexually aggressive, some of them. So there are dolphin gangs you don't want to come across. Did you not know this?
No.
This is facts, dude. Yeah, you could
That's why
look that
Pixar
up.
hasn't made a movie yet.
Yeah. I mean, there's just like people. There's good dolphins. There's bad dolphins. It depends on what part of the ocean they were raised and what kind of upbringing they had. But yeah, there's been plenty of cases and reports of gang raping dolphins that get high on pufferfish and like adolescents just out of control. So
Wow.
yeah, and as outlandish as those claims may seem to you, I promise you, if you Google it and you look it up, you will see information backing just that. I really
But some are good dolphins.
Yeah.
Some.
As it get closer to the equator, then then it could be rapist or no. So that's it made me definitely have a different opinion of dolphins as an entire species because they are more intelligent than us. But I'm like, if you're so smart, why the gang rape? I mean, why not to
You go back and watch like vintage episodes of Flipper. You're like, was he extorting the dad for money? Like, was he?
They are smart because they
raping?
haven't been charged yet.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know about dolphin court because, again, we're still a primitive species compared to. So there could be some sort of, a system of law and order in the ocean that we're not advanced enough to know.
I never wanted to make AI video art until now. Dolphin court would go hard.
The defendant's wearing a Cosby sweater.
Considering, look, and to wrap up this segment here pretty quickly, but considering the, intelligence and the social behavior of dolphins, I don't think it's too far out on the limb to assume that they have some sort of disciplinary system amongst the dolphin society. They do know how to communicate with each other. They do have these relationships that are like lifelong relationships, and they do have behavior that is oddly similar to ours. So, like if I read a story tomorrow that says, "Hey, dolphins actually, have a dolphin prison." That's over here. It's
made
Florida.
of coral. It's all just like an actual prison.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
It's
Animal Planet missed this one.
That's where like river dolphins came from. They're like, all right, you're banned from the ocean. You go to the river now.
So the Miami Dolphins is a good name.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, 8 seconds here before we get on and do a little tease before I play some new music from Falling in Reverse. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That's Disturbed. I Will Not Break. We are live on the podcast broadcast talking all things Dolphins. But when we return, I got a new game that I'm going to debut that I'm going to have Rico and Valdez face off against each other. It's Smuggle or Struggle. So there's been a lot of stories about drug smugglers, attempting to smuggle in their product to the U.S., the main consumer of the world, and doing it in creative ways. Can you spot the real and fake ways that drug smugglers have attempted to smuggle drugs into the United States? We'll find out about that right after new music from Falling in Reverse. Here's the appropriately titled Bad Guy on Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Bad guy, bad thoughts.
I want them to play Ronald. I want that on the playlist so bad.
Well, it would get there. I mean, eventually every single Falling in Reverse song off this last album will be a single. considering the majority of it was a single anyways, or was all singles before he released that album. All right, Smuggle or Struggle coming up next. And let's see, I had another, speaking of dolphin thing, I guess. I forgot. I mean, we went on this dolphin tangent, but yeah.
They're fascinating. I can talk about dolphins for hours, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they're just sea thugs just hanging out.
You found them washed up with tattoos all over them.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
I will share this real quick just for any peacemakers out there. Roger Klein, the Peacemakers, just posted this 12 minutes ago. Update on a special offer from Los Palomas. That's the party spot in Rocky
You got the
Point.
wrong photo. I think you're just flexing again.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's me with Tommy Lloyd.
Yeah, no
we're
big
good
deal.
friends. Yeah, we're good friends. All right, so this is the one I was talking about. Thanks for the heads up there. All right, so yeah, Los Palomos is the party condo. If you're gonna go down there to the party hotel, right? If you want to see the most like people our age, attractive alcoholics, Palomos is the way to go, right? There's lots of places to stay down there, right? That are more chill, but like this one's 24/7 party. So if you haven't booked your condo yet for Circus Mexico in June, they have they're extending its special promotion to include June 4th for those wanting to attend the Banditos Bounty Dine and Klein event.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. No, you want to go to Circus Mexico this year?
Oh my God, I want to go so bad.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to set that up.
Can I flip an RV if I'm there? Or ATV?
Puerto Rico, as they call it in Mexico.
Hey. Oh yeah, I'm not allowed back. That's right. Damn.
No, you're just not allowed to rent ATVs.
That guy's gonna recognize me too. Like, oh, you're the liar.
No, you're the liar. You're the one who won't invest in a GoPro. Needs to hold his phone to get content.
He's all mentiroso.
Yeah. You can use the code word circus at that website to unlock a 20% off rates at property restaurants, pool bars, as well as 50% off golf. And they do have golf there too, which I'm not a big fan of, but yeah, I think I want to do Circus Mexico this year. And since I'm on KWSS, what's cool about this is that I could record breaks on my phone. So literally go up to people, do little breaks for the radio. And you're talking about game right there. So let's go down there single and let's leave married. All right, Rock 1 2.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Here's a brand new game. And I just got an email from Nessa about a mom that was accused of smuggling migrants with young children in her car. Well, why would I read that? Why would you send that to me? That's a bummer. Let's talk
Send
about
me dolphin stories.
Yeah, and drug smuggling. So here's the story. Or the game. It's Smuggle or Struggle. So earlier this week, there was another unique way that drug smugglers attempted to smuggle meth into the U.S. And based off of that, gave me the inspiration to come up with different stories of actual smugglers and also try to make up some and potentially give good ideas to potential smugglers.
I was going to say.
Didn't mean to, but okay.
Whoops.
All right,
That blows my mind that they smuggle meth. You could just make it.
Well, you could, but you know, like I don't know, they probably got better factories and parts of Mexico that don't go governed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got more regulations here.
Yeah,
good product. Yeah. More oversight.
Yeah, and the FDA has to approve it.
Right.
It's a whole thing. You know,
dude,
a lot of paperwork.
The health department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Smuggle or struggle. All right. I'm gonna give you a headline, and then you have to. It's not just drugs, though. Just all types of smuggling. So here's our first one. A man tried to smuggle 52 reptiles, including lizards and snakes, inside his pants at a border crossing. Smuggle or struggle, Rico?
I say smuggle. I've heard crazy.
That is correct.
Okay.
A real story that happened at the U.S.-Mexico border. Okay. Valdez, smuggle or struggle. Woman got caught sneaking an entire honey-baked ham into a music festival, taped to her back.
Oh, man. What is she, Quasimodo? I'm going to go struggle.
That is correct. Struggle. Yes. Yeah. I mean, if she would have like taped it to her butt and 2 hams, then not only would she have got into the festival, she would have got free VIP passes.
My nana smuggled a parrot from Mexico in her purse back in the 50s.
Yeah. See,
Damn.
So I mean, smuggling is a thing that sometimes people have to do. Again, it doesn't have to be illegal. It just could be your favorite pet, but they have stupid guidelines. All right, back to you, Rico. Smuggle or struggle? A guy disguised 50 or 500 grams of cocaine as powdered baby formula and flew with it in a diaper.
In a diaper.
Baby formula in a diaper. Smuggle or struggle?
I'm going to say struggle. That sounds a little ridiculous.
Incorrect.
Really?
That is 100%
In a
smuggle.
diaper.
Yeah, the TSA busted him after testing the formula.
Damn.
And they're just like, oh, that's the formula that made my mouth numb.
That's not vanilla.
That's not Gerber's.
All right, Valdez, smuggle or struggle. Custom agents in Texas found over $14 million worth of meth stuffed inside cucumbers and chili peppers.
Holy hell. I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to say smuggle.
That is correct. That's the story that inspired this game. That happened just yesterday. The custom agents found this, again, how they continue to think that they could do this. And I'm sure, what's crazy is we come across a story, they're like $14 million worth of meth inside cucumbers and chili peppers.
Damn.
You're like, that's not the first time they've done that, right? Obviously, it has to have worked before because you don't start with $14 million worth of meth.
Right.
You kind of work your way up to that amount, right?
The chiles I could see, but cucumbers, you would have to sit there and hollow those out, and what a pain in the butt.
I know. You'd have to find people with a good work ethic to be able to pull that off. I don't know where they came from. All right, so here we go. Smuggle or struggle, Rico. This will be our last one here on the FM side, and we'll continue this on our podcast broadcast. Someone tried to bring 38 parrots through airport security,
Whoa.
hidden in McDonald's Happy Meal boxes.
What?
Yeah, smuggle or struggle.
I'm going to say struggle again.
You're going to say struggle, that means it's fake, and you are correct. But someone has done it with pigeons in Pringle cans.
What?
Yes. Pigeons in Pringle cans.
Pigeons
yeah.
and Pringle cans.
Yeah.
Sky rats in a Pringle can?
Right, yeah. So once you pop, you
Mike
probably
Tyson
get
was
an
furious.
airborne disease. All right, we're going to continue this game, a smuggle or struggle, on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. More coming up after music from Papa Roach from Rock 102.1. Yeah.
That's crazy. Pigeons.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 3 more.
Yeah.
Valdez, you're doing pretty good in this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Smuggle or struggle. Man arrested after attempting to sneak live fish into country by strapping them to his chest like water balloons.
I'm going to go struggle.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a real case from New Zealand Customs. Dude was sloshing. So, so he had basically a bunch of bags of fish taped to him, like you would get at the fair if you won, the goldfish in a bag.
Damn.
And it was like, why do you have?
Strange.
Yeah, why do you have 20 titties? What's going on here?
Gloop, gloop, gloop.
They're like, what a fun day for the TSA agent when they give you a little grub. Like,
Honk, honk,
this is
honk.
never ending. This is amazing.
I think I could get away with that.
And you only got 2, dude. But you could smuggle a couple bass for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Smuggler struggle, Rico. A woman hid gold bars in her hair bun worth over $40,000 and claimed that they were just clips.
Like casino.
Just like Sharon Stone at Casino. Yeah.
Oh, she did that, huh?
Well, she did that with, like jewels and stuff like that. Joe
In her
Pesci
hair.
had to do it. Yeah.
Pesci's wife, she had the diamonds in her man bun.
I feel
Okay.
like,
So, yeah, right. It wasn't Sharon
I feel
Stone.
like
It was
it's
Pesci's
a
wife.
trick again. I'm going to say struggle.
That is incorrect.
Whoa.
That's 100%
Whoa.
a smuggle. A real thing.
Damn.
Yeah, she got caught by the airport metal detector.
That's crazy.
Snitch.
So
Yeah.
that's crap gold if it
Yeah.
like kicked off the metal detector.
Still worth over 40,000, but yeah,
No
maybe not
way.
pure. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because they wouldn't bust her for smuggling fake shit, right? There's a monetary value there, and I'm sure you had to claim it if you were going international, right?
Which is so funny thinking they have to like go to somebody to like come inspect it or,
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, this is definitely worth more than 10 grand. You're like,
Yeah.
damn, you couldn't just say 9,999.
Let's
I'll
give
split it with you.
Yeah, and let's give credit to this woman's neck muscles, right? She probably gives the best dome because that's like a lot of that's a lot of weight. $40,000 worth of gold. Gold is heavy, right? That's why you could pan for it. $40,000 worth is probably at least like 30 pounds on her head.
Well, gold's a really light metal. That's why it like melts quick.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to run this through ChatGPT to get an official general idea of weight. I thought it would be heavier. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. All right, here's our final one. Back to Rico. Smuggle or struggle. Someone attempted to smuggle a full-size karaoke machine into prison disguised as a cake.
Struggle.
That is correct.
Okay.
Faked, but cake-based smuggling is a thing. So just karaoke machines.
But I'm like, that sounds so like the guy inside's like, I need to sing. I'll give you anything you want. I just need to sing. I need to sing Sweet Caroline one more time, baby.
Just one more time.
One more
with
time.
Sweet Caroline. totally understandable.
Death row karaoke night.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Let's hit the reset here. Earlier this morning, we did this. What is this? We'll find out together. Check it out. Everything about this guy's life. You probably know his social security number. You know what I mean? You probably know the age he lost in virginity. What are you prepping for?
He's trying to keep his aura pure.
Yeah.
Right now.
Trying to. You notice how noticeably silent Valdez is? Because he's like, yeah, I'm going to be their producer for the 15 minutes that Tommy Lloyd's in. You're going to hop in, push Andrew out the chair. Like, I got this. I used to do this. Remember last week when we talked about Red Robin's unlimited burger passes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yes. See, I'm there. Now I got him back in the equation. This always happens. I see it's just this marketing scam to get people all excited about a deal that could be too good to be true, and then have quote unquote technical issues to prevent people from scoring this. The same thing happens with Olive Garden's unlimited pasta deal, right? What they don't say in the fine print is there's like only 100 of those are available nationwide. And of course, there's a big line in queue like it's for Taylor Swift tickets.
It's like select chains only.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, come on, participating locations.
Right.
How many helpings can you put away at the never-ending pasta bowl?
That's a side question for a speed break. Let me stay focused on this story here, because when Red Robin announced that they were selling bottomless burger passes, which would get you a burger and a bottomless side for every day of the month of May for only $20.
What?
Right? Yes. See, and you would eat them out of business, and I get that. Now, as expected, it sold out instantly, but even worse, the website crashed, and many people weren't able to get the satisfaction of seeing that they were too late. Right.
And servers like, this is the first time we've had any visitors on this website. We're freaking out.
Yeah, dude.
Oh no.
This redrobin.com has been up and running since 98. And this is the first time people actually went to it.
Whoa.
A few people that did make it through were mistakenly charged $682 as well. So it was a cluster F of issues.
Hell.
Yeah. The maximum value of the promotion. So basically it was like, hey, for only $20, you can get this. It has a value of $682. And somehow, some way, that information got kind of like mixed up. And they're like, okay, we're going to charge you full value for this. Plus a $20 surcharge. All right, so now the good news is those charges have since been reversed. Now, Red Robin never said how many passes they were going to sell. They just said that they were, quote unquote, limited and that they would go quickly. So this is, again, legal jargon to protect them from basically doing a promotional scam of sorts. So you can't buy this stuff. And, these corporate chains should be held accountable for this kind of nonsense.
Reckless.
Yeah. That's like saying, any scenario, say they only sold 100 of these passes, right? But they don't say the number, the definite number, and then it's a nationwide promotion. So they have like radio shows like myself and media, I'm sure the Today Show, like they all jump on it. Oh, Red Robin's got an insane deal. And they give them all this free marketing for something that they know that literally is going to be just a drop in the bucket.
It's a desperate plea. Yeah, desperate ploy.
It's not even desperate. It's maniacal.
Maniacal.
It's
chaotic.
Yeah, it's a smart move, but it's so like disingenuous. And
imagine Steak and Shake going like, hey, free burgers for everybody, and you get there like only for guys named Micah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Like the other guys, free hot dogs for life, but no sodas, can't do it.
Right. So fans are frustrated. Obviously, they vented on social media, of course. And one said, I spent literally an hour refreshing for the burger pass. What an incredible incompetence. But at the same time, if you're wasting an hour of your life on that.
Red Robin's not even that great, man.
Oh, whoa. Pump your brakes, dude. Obviously, you have not had the bottomless fries. Those steak fries hit. And, those burgers, they come in all different, flavors.
See, they rely on the toppings only. Like the patties, like, blah.
It's all beef patty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's another argument for another time. But, they're also hyping another sweepstakes that you should probably not, get excited about, offering free burgers for a year. They posted details about that for their site, on their site, which is back up. And there will only be 12 winners for that. So good luck.
You got this.
Yeah. What's next? So I'm going to do a promotion for Beef Vegan Presents, listen to win $1 million. If you are, you have to be a double amputee born at 12:31 a.m. on November 7th, 40.
This is Tucson. There's
Yeah,
there's gonna be a guy out there.
That's the only person
gonna
that's
claim it.
eligible to win. Yeah. Well, yeah, that guy was a KLPX listener. All right. Let's hit the reset. We got Jeff My Life's coming up next. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1. All right, we are back here. So there you go. The scam. Eventually tried to discover what the promotion challenge is. You got to come up with a fake promotion. A little bit of My Life.
Oh,
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Oh, remove that. Sorry. I know that we're talking over each other. Hey, let me ask you a random question. Would you date, okay, say there's a scenario where a beautiful actress wants you, and would you date a beautiful actress?
Like she legit likes me?
Like
she's
likes you and say
No
it's bizarre
catfish.
world, no catfish, real situation. Woman wants to marry you.
Like a Lana Del Rey situation.
Yeah, because it can happen, right? So like a Haley Steinfeld, all right? If you're familiar with her, she's a beautiful actress. She's on the up and up. So like if she was like, hey, yes, I want to be your bae, would you'd be like, yeah, let's be in a relationship.
Of course. I'd be a fool to be like, no.
Right now, unfortunately she is engaged to Josh Allen. And the internet is having a wild time roasting Josh Allen because Harry Steinfeld is now starring in Sinners. Well, apparently in the movie Sinners, which has like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I need to see that.
Starring Michael B. Jordan about vampires and everything. Apparently there's a lot of like steamy sex scenes with her and Michael B. Jordan in this movie. So the internet, being no cool whatsoever, is just like, your girl's getting banged like crazy. But it's fake. Obviously, it's acting, but it's good acting. Apparently, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes just for all these love scenes. But yeah, they're roasting Josh Allen just because his fiance is hooking up with Michael B. Jordan in the movie. Right. So like, here's a little example.
It's like, how is it? It's like, how is that new though? It's like,
I know.
It's like, yeah,
here,
movies.
Let's see what it looks like here.
But you can't steal
Right,
this.
this is just look up. That's fine.
So you ride
right?
trains.
But yeah, like people are freaking out
you
about
can't
this
steal-
for whatever reason. And roasting back and forth. Like, see, like, like you see this, like Shamik Moore and Josh Allen right now, they're just like hanging themselves. The chemistry apparently is pretty good. Josh Allen, if you saw here, Haley Steinfeld in Sinners. So yeah.
I mean, there's like a weird legitimacy to it though, especially what happened with Sydney Sweeney and what's his face, Glenn Powell. They were in a movie together, really steamy. And then she was in a relationship, and then she left him for that guy.
It is interesting, right? Because if they do have that on-screen chemistry, and then sparks do fly when you're acting these things out, it is kind of similar. It is easy to kind of go into that direction. Apparently, I don't know.
Ooh, never been there. Nope, I don't know.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. That was Rage Against the Machine. Bulls on Parade. We're live on the podcast broadcast. All right, like you've seen scenarios where like the Walgreens in different areas have different products locked up. Because of theft. I know.
Plexiglass.
Yeah, dude, the Walgreens by my house is sad at this point. I mean, I literally watched a couple, what's the PC term for homeless? Try to be as
unhoused.
I saw two dirty unhoused people who just go and grab what I was saying unhoused, the PC way, right?
Dirty, disgusting, malnourished.
Grubby.
Okay. No, there's a couple that they were super shady. I go into my Walgreens. They're being super shady. They basically grab a bunch of stuff and then just walk out. And I watched the lady, the elderly clerk, right? It's an understaffed Walgreens too, which I don't get whatsoever. Just like sigh and be like, they do this all the time.
That's
and
why they're closing.
I know, but this is unfortunate, and this is crazy because I want some of it though. I put blame on Walgreens, right? Because it's like, hey, you're gonna have to cut into your own profit a little bit to protect your profit by investing in, some sort of like, extra personnel to at least dissuade people from robbing you blind instead of like almost encouraging it, right? So when I go to this Walgreens, half the shelves are empty with everything, so I can't really go there for anything except for what I go there for. And luckily, they don't steal my espresso shots. They just don't want them.
That happened yesterday. I took my dad to Lowell's, and this truck pulled up to the garden center, and this dude just loaded up plants, and then they peeled out. And the security guard was at the food truck, And my dad's
Oh,
like, we should tell him.
God.
I was like, no, bro. I'm like,
Don't ruin his
look at
day.
him.
Yeah.
He makes minimum wage. He's gonna give 0 Fs, and that's exactly what happened. He's like, yo, we'll look into it.
Yeah, yeah, no, and you know, and kind of rightfully so.
Was it Walgreens, the one you were saying that was playing the music outside to dissuade?
Yeah, to dissuade the unhoused people from even like loitering outside. But the reason why I bring this up, because this video is starting to go viral on TikTok. This is Walmart. And these are their steaks and everything that now are being caged. There are certain Walmarts that will have their meat products now. And individually, they have to do this now with basically cages with sensors on them to make sure people don't steal meat from the Walmart.
Looks like fence wiring.
It does look like fence wiring.
You're telling me I'm not going to grill on that? I'll grill with that.
You could, yeah, there's still a way.
Bro, America looks down on Mexico, but Mexico doesn't have their meat caged up. So, you know what? Get off your soapbox.
Right. Yeah. So, well, you know, this is what's shocking people. Unfortunately, this is a time of a sign of the times because many videos just like this are popping up and people are freaking out that Walmart is putting these anti-lock devices on their meat. So it's not in a locked case. You can grab them individually, but it is in like a chicken wire bag with a sensor on it.
Jesus.
Someone said in the video, you know that it's bad when they put miniature gates so you don't steal their meats. Another video, someone else says, you got to be kidding me. Walmart now has the steak locked up. It's come to this, gotten really bad. And this, of course, is rollback meat too. So, you know, it's not even the expensive stuff.
I'll tell you what I'm going to start panicking.
What?
Is when they cage the greeter guy, when they put him in a safe cage.
Nobody's trying to steal that.
Yeah. I hope not.
No, they're not going to take him, you know. But everything else that has value might
I'll
be
start shopping at Food City again.
All right. Yeah.
The meat there is cage free.
Yeah, for now. But yeah, so that's the latest signs of the times. But yeah, I did point out the Rico, and people were surprised even to be reminded of this. That yeah, like if you go to, you could tell if you're in a bad neighborhood based off the music that's being played outside the Walgreens. And if it's the more annoying the music, the worse the neighborhood, because they're trying to deter any kind of unhoused people from loitering outside of said establishment. So the Walmart, in my case, by my house, plays like the, you know, like vampire music, loud, cranked at 11.
I would vibe with that. I'm like,
you vibe. No, trust me, you do vibe at first. You walk up because every day is Halloween. But if you were up there for like an hour, it would drive you mental. So there's a science behind the type of music they're planning. They decide to play outside of there. Now, if you go to a place and it's like soft, like, you know, like indie folk guitar music playing in the background, it's welcoming, you know, you're in a good neighborhood, right? The louder, the more abrasive, the more annoying the music, the outside, the more likely you might be stabbed on your way out. So that's just a heads up.
It's like Aphex Twin mixed with like TV static.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, get out.
Yeah. They might as well just have someone saying, you know, on a loudspeaker and a loop, like, hey, if you haven't showered in the last week and a half, get the F out. Right? I mean, might as well just say that, because that's what you're saying to me subconsciously, subliminally. I know exactly what the message is. Walgreens, you're not fooling me. And at the same time, I know sometimes when I walk in there, I look unhoused, but I'm not. And I just want my espresso shots. So stop staring at me weird.
I think it's even more depressing that
that was my out.
Okay.
But keep going.
It's even more depressing with the fact that it's like so well lit. Like everything's fluorescent, it's bright. Mm-hmm. You have like this dystopian aisles and aisles and aisles of everything locked up behind them. I'm like, if they could change the vibe, maybe. Yeah. That'd be funny. Like if they actually make it like darkly lit and play like low techno music or something.
The legitimacy, there are places that are well managed that don't have their things locked up. So it really is, it's a reflection of Walgreens' corporate policy of trying to save money that's costing them more money. And that's the reality of it. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, you realize that if you showed more of a presence and that you're operating your stores like 99-cent stores, right? One employee for fucking like 3,000 square feet and all these products in one line and everything, you know, you have 5 cash registers lined up. You only have one employee at all times.
But I feel like that's not even just Walgreens. That's just a lot of places in general. You walk in any grocery store now, it's like there's so many aisles, but there's only like 2 registers open.
Well, and like those are the places. Those are the places that if you're going to see less employees, you're going to be more inclined to steal, especially if you don't have the money, because you're not going to get caught. So it's like, you know, you have to invest in showing that you care about your product to make people like less likely to steal from your business, period. Now, of course, people who don't have money, who are in need and you got to get by and hustle and whatever, that's still going to be a factor, but they're going to go to the easiest places. They're not going to want the confrontation. They're not going to want to run. But if they know they can go to Walgreens at any given time, load up whatever they want and just walk out the door like they own the place, then nothing is stopping them.
Except like what is it? Like I've seen some videos pop up recently about like more and more people, like citizens stepping up instead of like having, because yeah, you work at CVS, you work at the grocery store, you're told not to confront these people and they know that, so it's like up to just regular citizens to kind of step in and, do the citizen's arrest or, apprehend them and things. That's happening more and more. It's pretty obvious.
And even now, you shouldn't even do that. But yeah, no, I did have someone say the argument that, these people, if they were even security guards, they're not allowed to do anything anyways.
Yeah, and they know it.
I get that. But it's like, yeah, but even just at least tailing them. I mean, shit, back in the day when I used to steal, when I was a kid, like it was not easy. I would always have somebody tailing me and stuff.
It's like, hey, you.
Yeah.
You. Like, what are you going to do? Nothing but you.
The nerves would get kicked in and everything else. And it would make it very difficult.
The thrill.
Yeah. Give me a challenge at least, and they gave me a challenge. A lot of times I got away with it though. Couple times I got caught though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I got caught when I shouldn't have got caught. There's one time I will say, I was doing a beer run, right? Now, you do this as before you could buy beer, so that was my justification. I go in, I get a grocery cart. Now, the idea is you want to look like you're shopping. Now, I'm a teenage kid. I obviously look suspicious, and there was a guy with, you could tell, a large bulge in his back pocket. So he was an undercover. And obvious undercover. He has no cart. He's just walking around. I see the bulge. I recognize it. He's tailing me almost.
Not even trying.
Yeah, almost immediately. He's tailing me, right? And so I go through and I'm looking at a fake grocery shopping list and I'm going through and I'm grabbing things in the cart and he's tailing me. Boom, boom, boom.
Was he doing the same thing? Was he acting like he was busy?
No, like I said, he had no cart, nothing. I just see him as a shadow. I see him on my peripheral. I see him when I look up. He just got me locked. Boom. And I'm still keeping it cool. Yeah. I know what my agenda is, but at the same time, I have to act nonchalant enough to get him off my scent just a little bit so I can see my opening. I knew the grocery store very well. I knew where the side exit was and where I was going to make my attempt to go. And so then I go and I'm, shopping. I do grab a couple 30 packs, put them in the cart, got a bunch of other stuff, get some meats, get some laundry detergent, blah, blah, blah. All right. I was probably in there for about 20 minutes of nonchalant shopping when I see him walk the opposite direction. Like, okay, this guy might be shopping. Right. And as soon as he did, that's when I grabbed the 30 packs out of the cart, went for that beeline of the side exit, and then boom, open up the doors with those. The alarm goes off immediately. There was a truck waiting outside for me, ready to go.
Damn.
Yeah, I jumped in the back of that truck. We sped off, and just as we were speeding off, who's the first guy running out those doors? The guy who was tailing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was ready for me, but he slipped. He slipped just a little bit.
And took advantage of it. Like Danny Ocean.
Yeah. And so, and I'm like 17, right? 18, whatever the case. And don't do this. Don't try this at home. But that was the game.
Crazy.
That was the game. Yeah, the thrill. And the fact that a getaway driver and I thought things out. We knew that this was a scenario because other dummies got caught in the same situation, and I wasn't going to be one of those kids. But see, like I could have got caught, and even if the guy couldn't even do anything or just stood by the door and was like, no, not today, man.
Right.
Then I would have been like, all right, you got me.
You win.
Yeah, because I don't want that confrontation. All right. And so that's why I do think even if there's a guy who obviously isn't going to do shit, but is in a vest that says loss protection, it might deter some people from working up the nerve just to try to walk out the door with a bunch of products in there. But who am I to say?
I kind of feel like weirdly enough want to start one of those escape room type things, but have it be like a simulation where you get to switch roles of being the theft or the loss prevention guy and have like a room full of people in like a grocery store simulation.
Yeah, I like
see if
it.
You can spot who's stealing shit.
Yeah, that's a fun game. That's a fun reality.
If you actually get out the doors in a way.
Yeah, 10 people. One of them are the thief. Can you catch the thief?
That'd be cool.
Huh.
You just gave that idea for free on the internet, dummy. All right. Well, anyways, while we write this down and patent it, because I'm just like, that's a brilliant idea.
Because you can switch if you win. You're like, okay, now I get to be the loss prevention guy and like watch your other friends try to Okay, you're the thief.
Maybe it's something we could try to pull off if our attorneys don't get involved. All right, earlier this morning we did F My Life. In case you missed it, went a little something like this. Check it out.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of Your F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com. Subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, and give us a call at 600 KFMA. That's 605-362. And if we agree your life's theft, we'll hook you up with a pair of VIP tickets for Switchfoot tonight at the Pima County Fair. There you'll have seats and admission to the fair for free. You just got to let us know why your life is effed. We got Rico, Valdez, and myself weighing in on these F My Life situations. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
First email sent to me by Joe. He said, while eating a Subway sandwich once, I was watching a comedian on TV, and as he said his signature line, I laughed hysterically and accidentally snorted a jalapeno into my nose. I spent the next 5 minutes trying to snort out a little piece that got lodged into my nostril. So jalapeno in the nose is going to be F My Life-ish, but who do you think this comedian was that he was watching?
If you sniff a jalapeno in your nose, you might be a redneck.
You know? And so what kind of great comedian, it's a punchline. I mean, besides Foxworthy and like and you see it coming. You know, like to the point where you're surprised by the catchphrase,
I know.
the signature line that you're going to snort a jalapeno. And that scenario, yeah. F My Life, what do you say?
Big baby.
Okay. What do you say about this?
Just for the pain level alone, I'm going to go effer.
Okay, he's going to go effer. We'll agree to disagree, but I'm leaning towards Rico saying big baby on this one. You knew he was going to say you might be a redneck, so eat accordingly. All right, next email sent to me by Trevor said, after a long day of work and a bad day for my mental health, I tried to relax with my wife, a movie, and a soda. After returning from using the bathroom, I took a swig to discover a particularly odorous stink bug had snuck into the can, and now my mouth.
Ugh.
Yeah, those stink bugs are the worst. F My Life, what do you say, Valdez?
Big baby. It's extra
Wow.
protein.
No, that's disgusting.
Oh.
I don't think we're going to be on the same page today. So far, we're over 2.
That sounds like one of those childhood horrors you hear about, like quicksand or acid rain, like a stink bug getting into your drink.
Yeah, especially after a bad day. Yeah.
F My Life.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not my breath, baby. It's a stink bug.
It's a stink
I swear.
bug. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. All right, here we go. Next, F My Life, sent to me by Marsha. Marsha said, I just about managed to convince the judge to overlook my client's emotional outburst in the courtroom, promising that he'd be on his best behavior from now on. An hour later, he screamed F you at the judge for telling him to be quiet. I hate my job. F My Life, what do you say, Rico?
Big baby, you signed up for it.
That's true. You're an attorney at law. What do you say, Valdez?
You know what? As a public pretender, she gets a low pay and to put up with that. So you know what? That's an effort.
Okay, there you go. I actually agree with Valdez on this one. So I definitely agree. F your life. Rock 1 2.1, what's your name? Okay,
Good name.
good call.
Awesome.
All right, next F My Life sent to me by Kylan. Kylan said, one time I went with my friends paintballing, and the instructor showed us the sound of an unloaded gun by shooting at my face. It wasn't unloaded.
Oh, jeez.
Fire this guy immediately, right? And never point at a face with any kind of gun. Is that rule number one?
He's obviously not former military or law enforcement because you'd never, ever, even a decommissioned weapon.
dummy.
Yeah, dude.
Always practice safety.
Was the
Yeah.
victim the guy in the courtroom case from the previous one? I'd be mad, too.
Who's that? Is this Alec Baldwin holding the...
Yikes.
Look at Valdez killing himself. All right, F My Life for Kylan. What do you say?
Yeah, that's a big effort.
All right. And you agree,
Aye,
Rico?
aye.
Okay. All the way around, Kylan. In fact, I'll email you back, hook you up with some tickets. Final F My Life for the day sent to me by Jessica. Jessica said, this weekend I went over to a guy's house. He had almost no furniture and slept on a mattress on the floor. However, He had the most impressive gaming computer I've ever seen. He's 40.
Oh, hell.
Yeah.
Like fresh off a divorce? Because that sounds like a divorce apartment.
Nah, it sounds like a guy who's never been married, and fully invested in his gaming computer setup and not anything else.
He's got the NVIDIA money.
Yeah, I say marry that guy.
Yeah.
All right, F my life. What do you say?
Big baby.
Yeah, big baby.
He's got money.
Yeah, Jessica, you're not the guy, and I'll say F your life if you still chose to bang that dude afterwards. What do you say, Valdez?
You know what? Yeah, big baby.
All right. Yeah, big baby all the way around. All right, this is the caller calling back. Rock on 2.1. What's your name?
Yo, mom.
Whoa!
Awesome.
right.
Yeah. Well,
Hi, Mom.
We're going to talk to you. And then they hung up, dude.
Legend.
Lock in. Mark my words. I'm going to find out who that kid is. I'm going to find out who his mom is. I'm going to seduce his mom. And I'm going to fuck the shit out of his mom.
And then drink his Capri Sun afterwards.
Yes. I'm going to say, give me one of your Capri Suns. I'm so thirsty from banging your mom.
And then say you're going to show up to his baseball practice or t-ball.
Yeah.
And then don't show up.
Yeah. No, it's happening. It's happening. I don't even care. I don't care.
I've never seen you this locked in, dude.
Yeah, dude. I've never been so focused on banging a random person in my life. That kid's mom is going to get it good.
What if he called back and apologized? Would you have
No,
him on
too
the
late.
show?
Too
No,
late.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're grounded,
You already
son.
ruined the show.
Yeah, I'm calling you son because I'm your new dad. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the podcast broadcast. I was just playing back at my life from this morning. We had a random kid call to say your mom. And I made a promise. I made a promise to the internet. I made a promise to our OG streamers at youtube.com/beefvegan. It's a promise I intend to stick by. So I would just say this. I'm going to throw this out there. If you know the kid who called in during F My Life this morning, he said your mom.
He did.
Yeah. Or you happen to be the mom of said kid and you want to win a prize, give me a call, slide in DMs, that was super funny. And we're sure that's a good kid. I just want to get to know you guys a little bit better.
I've never seen you so focused, Beef.
Hey, I'm just saying that's, I thought that was funny. It reminds me of myself as a young lad. And, I just want to get to know his mother better.
Yeah.
So if you're the mother or the mother of that kid, make sure you just get at me and stuff. And I'll give you tickets to the Roadrunners game or something.
What's the number again? What's the number?
600 KFMA or my personal number and stuff. You can slide in my DMs for that. I know a lot of great chefs in town. It's delicious. Yeah. Speaking of the Roadrunners, though, tonight is game one of the playoffs. Now it's an away game, but you'll be able to watch it. There's various watch parties that you could find out through following Tucson Roadrunners on social media. And with that, it's a 3-game playoff series. If we win 2 out of 3 games, then that means the playoffs are coming home. So we really want our boys, obviously, to advance as far as they can and bring home a Calder Cup. First round kicks off tonight. Let's go Tucson. Today is a monumental day for the internet because today, 20 years ago today, the first ever YouTube video was uploaded.
That's wild.
It is wild. The YouTube is 20 years old and the first video was uploaded today. And we're actually going to see what the first video that ever was uploaded to YouTube was on our podcast broadcast stream right now. And there's audio in this video as well. Did you watch this, Rico?
Yeah, it's boring, but I mean, it's still monumental.
Yeah, no, this is basically, we're on YouTube now. The world is on YouTube. A lot of people have literally cut the cord just to watch videos on YouTube. They were saying this from the beginning, that YouTube was going to take over media as we know it. And naysayers were like, that's hilarious. And look where we're at today, 20 years later. All right, let's look at this video here.
Me at the zoo.
Yeah, just a dude at the zoo.
Cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long trunks, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
This goes to
It's about
show.
elephants.
You know what? And when you're the first of something, you're going to reap the benefits. Now, this is Jawad. Jawad. So, yeah, Jawed. And according to this video, he has 5.34 million subscribers. For content like that at the San Diego Zoo, just saying, hey, the surprising thing is elephants have long trunks. 5 million subscribers? We got like 2,200 and stuff. We tell you more information than that. But yeah, mind blowing that this video was uploaded to YouTube. And Of course, YouTube was sold to Google for $1.65 billion.
Just over a year after this
Yeah.
came out.
Nice.
And of course,
Crazy.
Jawad Karim was the co-founder of YouTube. So,
Mhm.
That's FU money right there.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, revolutionary for sure. But 20 years ago today was the first video uploaded to YouTube. Mind-blowing stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap things up with a beef tip right after these words. Keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Yes, YouTube. All right. Yeah, that's crazy. Jawad.
People going down the rabbit hole looking at old YouTube, because I mean, we kind of grew up on that a lot, looking
Yeah.
at like it used to be like really just goofy, like people having fun, and people always kind of reminisce and like go back nostalgia wise. Like, remember when it used to be like not full of ads and people like trying to sell you things? It was just goofballs
Yeah.
doing stupid prank videos and having fun with their family, and
Right?
it's like an innocence lost
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I do remember.
The good old days.
The good old days.
When you
Yeah.
used to get unlimited swipes on Tinder, now you got to like buy a whole subscription.
Do you? How much does that cost?
I have no idea.
He's lying. He knows.
I'm not a Tinder guy. I just
I think that's all dead anyways, well, I wouldn't know. I'm banned, but
I did the Latino one for version of it called Chispas for like a month. I hated it.
I didn't even know they had a variant. Of course I didn't.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
well, you always
Spicier.
look if you want to increase your odds as a man, obviously you want to use the services that have the most users, right? So you have the more options, more abilities. Facebook dating was that place for a minute, but I think even that probably fell off. And so yeah, I think what we're getting to now is a blowback of these dating websites. Initially, there was a boom and a popularity, and so many people met through that, and through so many different like bad experiences and stuff. Just like social media in general, you see a whole generation raised from it. Then don't use it. Like these kids, on which I mentioned before on the stream. Because I think we got a couple new followers. Every time we get a new follower, I check out their page to see if they're like a bot or not.
Oh, yeah. That's
Mhm.
smart.
Yeah, and then also I could gauge how old they are based off of several features. One of those features is the profile private, right? If it isn't, then they're over a certain age because they don't value the privacy. Also, how many posts does the person have? And if it's 0 posts, then I know that they're a younger user, meaning they're under the age of 25. We talked about this with Kendall, made a little clip about it. And that was basically just the blowback of a whole generation growing up with their parents posting all this shit on the internet. And they're just like, nah, we're not doing forever stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good way to know which audience you're connecting with, who's following you, and all that stuff. Right. So that's how I use it. And now I'll be using it to see who that kid's mom is.
The yo mom kid.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if it's just any randoms be like, hey, I'm that kid's
I'm the
mom.
mom.
Like, whoa. Let's double check.
Let me hear your kid talk.
Yeah, let me hear your kid say your mom.
Your mom.
Yeah. Gotta double check first. I want to go through a couple randos.
Your mom.
Yeah. Not that there's too many that are offering that.
That's
but
gonna be my new text tone now.
I'm telling you, dude. If it's just so happens, if that ever did happen, where I had like
The greatest revenge tale of all
the
time.
victory lap, because I just saw there's a viral clip. It's just a joke of a little gamer guy, like this kid that's playing games, and then the mom comes out like, "Can you meet my new boyfriend?" And the kid's like, "Not now, mom. I'm playing a game." And then the kid comes out and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Alan?" Or Gamer Boy 22 or whatever his handle
tag
was.
is, yeah.
And he's like, huh? He's like, remember when you gave me a headshot and you danced your nuts on face?
You teabagged me in the game.
Yeah. And I said I was gonna bang your mom and it never happened 8 years ago. Well, guess where I'm at now, right? Yeah. It's like such a funny thing. To be able to pull that off in real life, would that not be legendary?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my new goal. Thanks, kid.
Kid's gonna need a lot of therapy, but
Yeah.
it'd be worth it.
I am too single right now for you to mess around.
Mess with this guy.
Yeah, mess with my show on the air. Yes.
That's the same level as like a comedian going to a heckler's job and like just giving them the business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Going to
And
heckle
I hope,
them.
kid, if you're watching, I hope your mom is nasty.
Yeah, real dirty, though.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm just saying,
She'll go to the forbidden zones.
Yeah. I don't care. She's 600 pounds. She's going to get it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the podcast broadcast.
Oh,
People are still riding with us, Valdez. So if you were
Okay.
concerned that people are going to jump off the stream after that tangent, no concerns. Let me give you some, we had Chef Michael York in studio this morning from On the Rocks Cafe. Of course, Meet the Chef is right around the corner. And we all can't be like famous chefs or like world-class chefs like our good friend Chef Gary Hickey. Also, shout out and happy birthday to Chef Gary Hickey.
Yeah.
But there was a chef who revealed his favorite cooking hacks. So we could employ some of these cooking hacks. And let me know if you know some of these. Here's 7 cooking hacks that were deemed the best tips for any amateur chef in the kitchen. First and foremost, if you wash your produce with vinegar, it will last longer. You ever heard of this one?
Like white vinegar? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They say the best mix is 3 parts water, 1 part vinegar. And then you let them sit for a couple minutes and your produce is going to last longer. So if you have if you're the type of person like me, say you want to load up on veggies and like for salad stuff, you put it in the fridge and you're like, damn it, I didn't get around to it fast enough. You're just blowing money. Wash it in 3 parts water, 1 part vinegar, let it sit for a couple minutes and it will last longer.
Or if you're like me and you just don't buy vegetables, you save money and the hassle of having to survive.
That's a side hack, yeah. All right, here's another hack that you could do. Before adding fresh herbs to a dish, give them a strong squeeze beforehand. This bruising releases twice as much flavor. You knew this, huh? Okay, so you beat the hell out of these herbs.
I have a brown mom. She taught me.
There you go. All right. Use a potato masher to break up big chunks of your ground beef. It works a lot better than a spoon or fork. So, like if you're making mashed potatoes, potato masher, you do that. Yeah, you never use it.
It's ground beef. Why are you breaking up ground beef?
Sometimes you need to break up the big chunks.
Tenderize it.
Yeah.
I just punch it.
Yeah. Well, that's.
I just verbally berate it.
All right. Well, these aren't hacks, that the chef would recommend. Much like Salt Bae, you need to add seasoning from high above. Like there's an actual reason behind this. Yeah. This provides an even seasoning to the largest surface area of meat. So when Salt Bae does this whole thing from up above and like trickling off his arm, there's literally like a good scientific chef hack reason
This
for it.
whole time I was ragging on him.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Right. He was right.
He was right. This is why he makes all that money and people covet the Salt Bae. It wasn't just for swagger. It was for the maximum flavor. They say put soft cheeses like mozzarella or Gouda in the freezer for 15 to 30 minutes before grating them. And then voila, easy cheese crumbles. Right? Yeah, these are all chef hacks, according to a world famous chef. And if you want to make fluffier biscuits, use bigger chunks of butter.
Yeah, no problem there.
Yeah. And finally, this is one last cooking hack, as revealed by this chef. If everyone wants to be the world-class chef in their kitchen, if you make soup and it's too watery, throw some breadcrumbs in there. And it will help thicken it up.
Okay.
There you go. So these are all real cooking hacks. So we could all be almost as good as our chefs that are going to be competing in Meet the Chefs here soon. And if you know a chef locally here that is the best of the best, then make sure they sign up for Meet the Chef. Go through KFMA.com to participate today, and maybe they could become Tucson's next Iron Chef. All right, we're almost out of here. I do have one last pair of tickets for Switchfoot that performing tonight. Those tickets will also get you into the fair for free. So if you want into the VIP section for Switchfoot, be caller number 10 right now, 600 KFMA, 605-362, and those tickets will be yours. We'll be back tomorrow morning with another great show lined up for you. Until then, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. All right, thank you guys for watching. Remember, keep an eye out for that kid's mom.
Tell him to get at me.
Yeah, let her know I said hi. Hey.
Man.
Oh, I'm a motherfucker. I'm a motherfucker about this.
Motherfucker.